The political drama in Karnataka intensifies. All 22 state ministers have resigned, and this is to make way for 13 rebel MLAs. A cabinet overhaul now on the cards. Our big concern today, how governance has suffered with the Congress JDS refusing to get its act together. Voters continue to await on various issues for a solution to the farmers' distress, rainwater management, polluted lakes, crumbling infrastructure, traffic chaos.
कर्नाटक में इस समय जो कुछ भी हो रहा है उससे हमारी पार्टी का कोई लेना देना नहीं है.
Meanwhile, the issue being brought up in the Lok Sabha as well. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh distancing his party, the BJP, from the political turmoil of Karnataka, saying that the ministers of the Congress JDS have chosen to resign themselves. There is no BJP interference on this crisis. In the other headline, 16 men who were tied up, made to do sit-ups, chant Gau Mata Ki Jai by a mob in Madhya Pradesh, this is in Khandwa, over allegations of cow smuggling. Intermittent rains have lashed Mumbai yet again. Several parts of the city have reported waterlogging. The transport takes a hit. Flights, trains delayed once again. The Mumbai auto rickshaw drivers have decided to go on an indefinite strike, and that begins tonight, midnight. Drivers have been demanding a ban on Ola, Uber, and an increase in fares. At least 29 people killed in an accident on the Lucknow-Agra expressway. The UP state transport bus, which was carrying 40 passengers, fell off the expressway, causing almost half the passengers to die. The Aadhaar Amendment Bill is now scheduled to be discussed in the Rajya Sabha today after having passed in the Lok Sabha. BJP issues a whip to all its MPs to be present in the House. After witnessing a fall post the budget speech last week, markets fall for the second day today, starting Monday now. Sensex crashes nearly 2%. This is close to 700 points, while the Nifty falls more than 200 points. A bank robbery bid that has been foiled by an alert security guard in the national capital. As you can see, all of this that has been caught on the CCTV camera. This is a robbery bid with the use of firearms and gun. The police managed to nab 2 out of 3 accused. They were arrested after being identified in the CCTV footage. Now, this incident that took place on the 2nd of July, this is in the Shahadra area of Delhi. Main accused, Prabhjot, reportedly told the police that he got this idea of robbing the bank after watching a Hollywood movie called Baby Driver. Our correspondent Alok getting us further details here. Alok, it of course establishes that, or has it been confirmed by the police that these were robbers who were trying it out for the first time? And how much longer do we expect the other arrests to come in for this?
Well, yes, this is very interesting, but rather we should say that fortunate also, because the robbery, it was just a robbery bid and it was foiled because of the braving effort by the security guard. This incident happened on 2nd of July when this happened in the Kotak Mahindra Bank branch that is located in Krishnanagar area of the Shahadra district, that is located in the eastern part of Delhi. 3 persons, 2 of them were wearing the helmet, and however, one of them was standing outside of the bank. 2 persons came inside and they tried to first overpower the security guard. And in the visual, you can clearly see that the security guard did not lose his hope, and he just is struggling with the armed assailants. And during that time, because of his daring effort, after a scuffle, after some kind of struggle, these two had to fled from this scene without looting the bank. And later, the police call was made, and the police, during the search operation and during the investigation, they collected CCTV footage from several places that include the bank. They found out that one of the accused, who is identified as Prabhujot, has a bank account inside in the bank also. And during the course of investigation, they identified Prabhujot and are further identified the other accused. Now the police is trying to ascertain the location of the third accused. However, two have said that, and they confessed to their crime.
Okay. All right, and one of them, the mastermind of this, of course, did have his own bank account in this very same bank that he attempted to loot. Alok, thank you for those details. And this is our big focus this afternoon at the big story at 2 p.m. This is concerning the political crisis in the state of Karnataka that is further intensified. The update that we have in a constantly developing story crisis there in Karnataka. So far, 13 MLAs, this is of the ruling JDS and the Congress coalition, that have given in their resignations. 10 of these MLAs are now also holed up at a hotel in Mumbai, in an entirely different state. A series of meetings that have taken place through the weekend. The Congress JDS government trying all it can to keep its flock together. 22 Congress ministers of the state have resigned as well, saying that they want to make way for the rebel MLAs if they're looking at cabinet berths. But sources also say, and they've done this to accommodate the rebel MLAs. The Congress constantly continues to blame the BJP for this crisis. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also spoke in the Lok Sabha, distancing his party, the BJP, from this political crisis that comes back again and again. The Congress JDS has been in power only for about 13 months in the state. The big question that we're asking here on Mirror Now, the concern for the people of the state of Karnataka, is governance taking a backseat when every few months you have a crisis where ministers, MLAs are concerned whether or not the government will survive. What is the work that is actually being done for the people, for development, for various crises that we look at? There are toxic lakes, there are farmer suicides, water crisis, traffic congestion, all of these issues that continue to affect the people of Bengaluru and Karnataka. Has that fallen off the agenda for the state government?
Political turmoil once again in Karnataka.
ಸಮ್ಮಿಶ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೂತು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯರನ್ನೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲಿ.
We are ready to sacrifice any of our posts to see that this government will be strong.
We know what Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to do and what their game plan is. So we are following all that very, very closely, and we need to take whatever steps necessary.
Over the weekend, the state saw a series of hectic activities in which MLAs from the ruling coalition threatened to make the government unstable. However, while netas from both sides continue to squabble over who holds power in Karnataka, key issues in the state are being neglected. At least 17 lakes in Bengaluru have dried up. Traffic congestion in the city, even as the state decides to ban carpooling by web-based taxi aggregators. Farmers demonstrated just last week, blocking the national highway to demand water for their standing crops. With political instability plaguing the state repeatedly, when will Karnataka's lawmakers address the real people issues? Bureau Report, Mirror Now.
Yes, we're going to throw this open for debate this afternoon. We have with us Mr. Arivalagan. He's a spokesperson of the ruling JDS there. Also, Mr. Sampson, Mr. Peter Sampson, Citizens Voice with us. Appreciate you being with us, gentlemen. We're going to first go across straight to our team of correspondents on ground, getting us further inputs. Disha with us in Mumbai, Neha in Bengaluru. Neha, first to you, the concern that we are raising here very closely connected to the political crisis. We're not going to be doing the number crunching of what's the state of affairs in the assembly, but our larger concern being as far as governance taking a backseat. There are a host of issues that the government has to address to. Each given few months, this is a crisis that refuses to go away. It continues to haunt the government, wherein which perhaps there could be a policy paralysis on several fronts.
Absolutely right, sir. In fact, we have seen how development at the end of the day has taken a hit. The constant squabbling, constant fights and infighting within the coalition government has really caused the people of the state to lose faith in the democracy, if we can call it that. In fact, so much so that it is actually a little contradictory here. While you have members of the Congress, senior members of the Congress stating that, the BJP is working to sort of topple their government over the BJP's anti-democracy, what one should really be asking is, what has the government of Karnataka in the past 1 year, what developments have we seen in the state? We've seen farmers protesting on the streets. We've seen people complaining about the infrastructure. We've seen a lot of parts of Karnataka reeling severely under the drought. And also now that it has started raining, the apathy of the government has been exposed. We've seen non-developmental work on various fronts, and despite the issues being raised ahead of the coalition government, no sort of course, solution has been proposed by them. We've only seen them focusing on the sustenance, the survival of the government. Every single time there's a proposal to do something, one or the other, of course, MLAs do bring up an issue, and there you have it again. There's that threat of the coalition collapsing. So over the past 1 year, we've only been seeing how the Congress and the JDS together have been trying to work out something or the other, holding on to every last straw over here, trying to save their government at this point of time. So a lot of farmers do have alleged now that maybe at this point of time it would be best for them to dissolve the government, but clearly, of course, that's not their place to speak. But this is merely what the people of the state are really saying. We've also spoken to, of course, a lot of residents, a lot of citizens over the past couple of weeks, and we've been asking them about how much development work has been carried out in their respective on-ground. In fact, even before the budget, we did go around and speak to a couple of people and ask them what their main demands are. And the only and the sole demand that we really received, of course, from the people was that main infrastructure that's really taken a big hit over here in Karnataka. We're talking about roads that are not, of course, laid out properly. We're talking about lakes that have dried up, lakes that are polluted, stormwater drains that are non-functional. So all of these basic essential issues
and
need to be addressed
this
before the
monsoon
coalition
season. All of this would only further intensify. Neha, stay on with us, please. We're getting in further breaking inputs. This, of course, is coming in from Mumbai. The developments here, it's interesting. It's a crisis in Karnataka, but it is playing out in Mumbai as well, because that is where the rebel MLAs have flown in. So these are the breaking inputs concerning those rebel MLAs. This is a meeting there between the 10 rebel MLAs. They were held, they are currently at the Mumbai Sofitel Hotel. And this meeting has concluded. So this is what sources telling us. This meeting, inside details that we are getting in, all rebel MLAs have decided against going back to the government, going back to the Congress-JDS coalition, believe that the state government will continue to remain unstable even if they further try to resolve this or go back. Curious developments, Disha, given the fact, what is it exactly that they're asking for? You have a host of ministers of the state government who've resigned to make way for them if they want cabinet berths and portfolios. But it seems that they're refusing that as well.
Well, absolutely, Sahir. And this time their demand has been not only related to the cabinet berth and portfolio and power and position in the cabinet, but also in the change of the Chief Minister of Karnataka. So that is what they are really demanding. And that's the reason 10 MLAs, which includes 7 from Congress and 3 from JDS, have been campaigning here since Saturday in the city of Mumbai. This is the 3rd day today. And in fact, yesterday also they came out in open and they spoke to the press talking about about that, how they are very firm that they are not going to withdraw their resignations. And even today from 11 o'clock to about 2 o'clock, they had a marathon meeting. Of course, all the 10 MLAs who are inside the hotel thinking and taking a stand about the further course of action, the further move, and they have decided that they are not going to go back to the government. They would love to be part of the new government. This is what they have really decided at this point in time. Seher, we also know for the fact what you and Neha were really pointing out, taking a cue of that. This is not the first time we have seen this. In the last 6 months, also in the month of January, we saw a similar situation arriving before elections where 5 Congress MLAs were flown right from Karnataka to Mumbai here. They were kept in hotel for almost 3 to 4 days and only after certain negotiations they were taken back to Karnataka.
This is a very similar sequence of events, which is why the Congress continues to say perhaps the BJP is behind this again. Of course, that has come in as an absolute refusal by the Union Minister Rajnath Singh on the floor of the House in the Lok Sabha, saying that the BJP has nothing to do with this. Irrespective, it is for the Congress and the JDS to get its act together, to have that trust factor between their MLAs and their ministers for governance, for serving the people there. Let me in fact bring in our guest with us, Mr. Peter Sampson, Citizens Voice with us. Mr. Sampson, the kind of demands here that are being coming in from these rebel MLAs, from ministers who've decided to step down, make way, it all puts across a very uncertain picture that these are at the end of the day actions of MLAs governed by very, very personal, selfish motives, not for the cause of serving their people of Karnataka.
Yes, it's a very shameful situation that what we people of Karnataka is seeing today. Hello. Hello.
Mr. Sampson, please continue. Yes, please continue.
Hello. Yeah, it's a very shameful situation that what's happening in Karnataka. It is sad that to see us, that people who have voted for the better governance today, they see that how selfish these people of Karnataka, these people are today, these MLAs, whoever is like rebel MLA, like they are not worried about the people, the crisis that what Karnataka is going through, the water crisis, the farmer, the pollution, all the situation that's happening in Karnataka, but they are interested in the portfolios, like saying. From past 13 months, what people of Karnataka is watching this coalition government is, other than power, in fighting, power, and there's nothing else. They're only fighting for the power. Some wants their CM, some wants the Congress CM, some wants JDS CM. But they're not thinking what happens to the normal common man that's there who voted for you. And all this is, and what happens to the people who have paid taxes today, and it's a waste of their money. And this every time there's a drama that happens here is they run away to resorts and this thing. Are they running a government or it's a den of mafia that was ruling this state?
That's right. Let's have Mr. Arivalagan of the JDS, spokesperson of the JDS, respond to that here. Mr. Arivalagan, just about 20 minutes ago, the Chief Minister, who's of course just returned from a foreign trip in the United States there, has held his first meeting with his ministers. Is this really concerning real work on ground? Given the fact that you have 21 ministers here who've already stepped down, where is the government really working?
Yeah, actually, you'll be knowing that behind the scene, BJP is responsible for that, and moreover, to get back the disgruntled MLA who are in Mumbai, the only option left out is to make resign of present ministers. And almost all the present ministers of Congress and JDS have decided to resign. And that is the only option which is left out to give the way for almost all the disgruntled MLA. And moreover, even these all ministers who are resigned today, definitely they are under the control of the party. And both Congress as well as JDS. And even we should respect the party leaders also, they have done the work. And moreover, our disgruntled MLA concern, definitely even they should also know that there shouldn't be the reason for destabilizing this government.
Right.
Once again,
but Mr. Arivalagan, this discussion that we are having, wherein which we're asking the questions on behalf of the people of Karnataka who are awaiting important decisions that need to be taken by the government as far as working for the people of Karnataka is concerned. Your reply to us, your response is just about number crunching. If all the ministers have resigned to resolve this crisis, where is
you
the
asked
work
the
being
question, madam,
done?
I am replying to
Last
you.
week when we
And more-
spoke to you, it was regarding very specifically, we will get into specific examples. We'll play out figures as far as farmers' distress is concerned, polluted lakes there is concerned. Just last week when we were having this discussion with you, Mr. Arivalagan, this is regarding the government's decision to ban carpooling of Ola and Uber drivers. You said this would be resolved in 1 week. We're looking 1 week down. There is a crisis in the government. There is going to be no solution to that problem. How are we expecting more solutions to come in?
No, as of now, about carpooling, let me tell you later why. Because since the government under not stability, the problem is not solved. And moreover, other problem of concern, you will be knowing that the draft condition, the state has been 154 taluks as a severe draft condition. And moreover, we didn't get any support from central government. Almost all the state government has taken the burden of it, and we have solved. When compared to the death of farmers, when compared to last year, now the death of farmers have decreased by 30%, but I am not happy. Even I feel very sad. Even though the death rate is decreased by 30%, we hope so we should come for 0%.
Constantly be crying foul. This is a government in power, for God's sake, that we're talking about. You're crying foul about a party which is in opposition. Constantly, if you keep crying foul about the BJP to be blamed, what good are you then to be in power? What good are you then to be working in government?
Now, whenever a state has a severe draft condition, who is held responsible? It is the responsible of central government to look after the state. With the help of state, what can be done? It is done. And moreover, even we are solved many of the
Don't bring in
problems.
central government. Please don't bring it central government.
Sir, who is responsible
You're
for the
always
management of
blaming the
roads
opposition.
and
What are
fixing
you all doing?
potholes?
And
Sir, who
your
is
ML is not
responsible for
under
cleaning
your
up the
control.
polluted lakes? The water from the lakes cannot be used in this drought condition because they're so toxic. Is the BJP responsible for that as well, Mr. Arivalagan?
Madam, and you'll be knowing regarding lake concern, the government which have been taken place, we have taken severe measures, okay, and we are even granted around 60 crore rupees for that reinstallation of lakes.
Forget about lakes. Forget about lakes. Look at the city with the stormwater drains. You'll have no ability to get the stormwater drains cleared.
That's right.
And get ready for
Mr.
the coming
Peter
monsoon.
Sampson, you heard what Mr. Arivalagan has said in his defense. Mr. Peter Sampson, what is the sense that you get? You have the JDS, which is so involved in the political crisis, and it's impossible not to be. Where is the work being done for the people?
Madam, actually, I don't know what you are asking about. Just
See,
imagine.
past 13 months we are watching.
No, 13 months we are working.
We are asking very clearly that what your government has done so far.
What we have not done, you just give me some few lists, sir. And moreover, you'll be knowing that this is the only government in entire India.
You please come with me, Mr. Oliver. Don't sit on a panel and just say what you have done. I will show you what you have not done. Come out on the roads. Come out and see a stormwater drain. We had recently a small rain, and what happened to the Bangalore
Mr. Arivalagan, what is it that you don't understand about the question that we are asking? Mr. Arivalagan, what is it that you don't understand that we are asking today?
Madam, and
there is a paralysis. There is a work paralysis as far as the government of Karnataka is concerned. Every few months, there is a crisis looming in the corner, threatening to destabilize the government. There is a clear paralysis. We're asking this question as far as governance, working for the people in Karnataka is concerned. What is it about this question that you don't understand? What is the job of the government? Your priority continues to remain keeping stability, keeping your flock together. Your priority cannot be shifting. It doesn't shift to working for the people because you're so worried of continuing to keep that stability. There is constant instability in the government, which is why you're not being able to do the work for the people. What is it that you don't understand about this concern?
I accept there is some sort of difficulty. I accept that one. Even today, in such a situation also, today our CM is meeting almost all the sugarcane farmers from Mandia to find the solution. Apart from that, stability concern also, he is concerned towards the farmers. When he is able to do, even you try to understand, definitely we have done almost all what maximum benefit we can do for the people of Karnataka, we have done. And just imagine in entire India, the only...
Sir, is the Chief Minister... Sir, will the Chief Minister work alone? Will the Chief Minister work alone in all the sectors? Will he double up as the State Agriculture Minister as well? Will we double up as the State Development Minister here as well? Because all his ministers have resigned today. What meetings and what
So
work is happening today? Please explain.
you should allow me to speak it out. When you come in Santa, I am not in position to deliver what I am to say. See, one thing is, this is the only state government in entire India to give farmers about 40,000 crore of loan waive, and nobody can say no to it. Why? Because already around 50% of it has reached the farmers. Apart from that, through district administration, we have done almost all what maximum can be done. Whenever 154 taluks is under draft condition, what is the contribution of central government? Even though we didn't get even 1 paisa also contribution from central government, we have done maximum extent what we can do benefit for the farmers. And apart from that, you will be knowing that the suicide rate of farmers have come down in Karnataka. I am not happy that it has come down by 30%. I hope so it will come to 0%. Apart from that, you could have been known and many of the issues, even employment issue, many of the issues has been solved by the ruling government. And even totally you cannot say, blindly you cannot say we have not done anything else, we are done. But one thing is, now since the political scenario, which the instability, what they are doing of BJP from past 1 year and 1 month. And even then, just imagine, our home minister is projecting about this one in parliament. It wonders me why he is doing such a thing. Why? Because it's very clear BJP is behind the screen, and moreover, you are able to find the BJP MLA Ashwat Narayan in the hotel. We are able to find the vice president of Maharashtra unit in the hotel, and they are doing such a things. And this is the one which is happening out. And
all right,
the welfare
so
of
you're continuing to call this a political conspiracy. Mr. Arivalagan, we get your point. You've of course listed out the work that the government has done. You're continuing to call this a political conspiracy orchestrated by the BJP, but you've also admitted here that work gets done with difficulty. And this is the difficulty. Mr. Peter Sampson, please respond to that. The Karnataka government, the JDS spokesperson here says that we are doing work, but we're doing it with difficulty. This could have been far better, far smoother job done if there was stability in the government.
Mr. Arivalagan, I'd like to tell you, please don't have this blame game. People did not vote you, gave a power to sit and rule the governance, not to keep blaming about BJP, central government. Now you gave a list of work. It's only a CM is meeting people, just meeting people, talking to them, giving assurance, but nothing has happened so far on the ground. From the day one of your government is formed, there's no certainty in your government. No, wait, hold on. Don't jump in. Listen to me. Listen to me.
See,
listen to me. You're from the time you'll form the government, you're just blaming BJP, blaming this one, blaming that one. Instead of ruling, giving a good governance to the people, you're all fighting inside. Stop fighting and see that first you stable the government properly and start working really to the people. Today you've seen the rate of corruption in Karnataka. I've seen corruption in Karnataka. I've seen the roads of Karnataka. You know where today Karnataka stands? Number 1 in corruption.
Right. Let's get in a citizen's
what you are
voice.
doing,
Mr.
nothing.
Arivalagan,
Just
I'm
nothing.
sure you'd like to listen to a citizen's voice here. We have Mr. Chandrasekhar calling in from Bengaluru itself, an affected city, the affected capital of the state of Karnataka. Mr. Chandrasekhar, please go ahead.
Come back. Sir, one second. Nagesh has been taken through HL airport, sir. Hello, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We had very briefly dipped into a live reaction that had come in from Mr. Siddaramaiah of the Congress. There are also sources indicating that the rebel MLAs would in fact want Siddaramaiah to take over as the chief minister to stabilize things for the government. But this continues to be an infight between the Congress and the JDS, and in that as well, wherein which they continue to say that this is only BJP orchestrated. So let's get in that voice from the BJP. We have Ms. Malvika Avinash with us over the phone line. Ms. Malvika, the BJP continues to be the biggest villain in the state of Karnataka politics. You continue to face that blame that it is your party which has orchestrated all of this yet again.
It is absolutely preposterous for the Congress and the JDS to be blaming the BJP. Just look at the manner in which MLAs are resigning. How can the BJP get 25 people to resign? Come on, they should meet even the allegation should make some logical sense, no? 14 have already resigned. One more is resigning in the next few hours. Another 7 are waiting to resign. How can the BJP get so many MLAs to resign?
Right.
And how can the BJP get their tallest leaders
It is
to
still
resign?
a very volatile situation. This could either further move ahead with more resignations or snap back. One never knows. Malvika, Avinash, appreciate you speaking with us. Our guests with us for this debate. Many thanks for being with us. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that with those inputs coming in from our correspondents as well. But we're continuing to closely watch these developments as far as the political crisis in Karnataka. Call it Karnataka, Natika, but it's time to get serious about it because it is affecting governance, it is affecting development, it is affecting issues that need to be taken up for the people of Karnataka who are awaiting a solution to crisis at various levels, be it the farmers' distress, be it the traffic management, be it the water management, pollution, toxicity, all of that needs to be taken into account, and things are not moving ahead because of this political crisis. Thank you for being here.